win is a win, and I thought obviously the first half was difficult on us, and they did a really good job of keeping the ball from our offense, methodically moving the ball, getting first downs, giving us a lot of different things that we hadn't seen. But I'm proud of our guys for how they went at halftime. They didn't panic. They didn't panic at the situation. They made a few little adjustments, especially defensively. Found ways to get the ball back to the offense. But all in all, I think no matter what, we know we gotta play more efficient. And if people find different ways to slow the offense down, sometimes that's by keeping the ball and keeping it away from them. Not let Desmond Ridder get into a groove. We got to throw it a little bit more on the shoulders of the defense and say, hey, we got to get the ball back. We can't allow them only to have one series in the first quarter and maybe two series in the second quarter. But all in all, winning on the road is never easy, and we're 8-0, and we're going to find ways to continue to grow because no matter what, we got to play our best ball at the end of the year.
For the second straight week, a one-win team gave you everything you can handle on the road. Is that just a team playing you well, or is there something more to that?
Well, we don't look at records, to be honest with you, so I guess the media can look at records. We look at teams and players and find ways to attack them and how they're going to attack us. And so regardless of what their record is, they did a good job at finding ways to control the ball offensively, keep our offense on the sidelines, and then do some things defensively that eliminated, I think, some of the big plays. But you're going to get to everybody's best, and that's not just saying because we're ranked. We were the champions of the league last year, and I think more than anything, when you're in a league and you've won the league the year before, I think everybody wants that, and so they're gunning for you, and whether they're injured or not, they did a really good job at game plan wise and coming out and playing ball.
What's it mean to this offense to have Josh Wiley burst onto the scene again these last two games?
It's a great example of how you got to go about things, and things don't always happen the way you want them to. Josh has worked. He obviously was dinged up in camp, didn't get to do a bunch of things, and through the first 5 or 6 games, the ball didn't find him. And it wasn't that he wasn't working, it wasn't that he wasn't doing his job. Sometimes the ball just doesn't find you. And the great thing about Josh is he never pouts, he never puts his head down. He continues to work. He's got a great attitude, and so he's a great example to, hey, if you just keep working, things are going to eventually happen. It's kind of like for Majay Sanders. Majay hadn't had a whole lot of recorded stuff until today, and all of a sudden, things begin to happen, especially in a game like that where they're running the football, and the stats things, won't always tell the picture, but it's nice that both those guys kind of got, some more recognition today.
What has Jerome Ford meant to your offense this year?
Well, like we say, that Dez is one of that guy that as he goes, we go. We really are a group that goes as we run the football. And I think more than anything, some of the slower starts in the first half are that we can't get Jerome rolling. And he is a big energy and a momentum guy for us, even though that's not him. He's a very, quiet kind of guy and low key in a lot of things that he does, but his energy of running the football brings a lot to us. And to me, that's as big a issue in the first half as anything, is when we can't get him into a little bit more of a groove, kind of like Dez. I think the energy within our entire sideline is a little different.
You try to get him the ball in the first 10 plays? Maybe.
We do, but a lot of times things are defenses dictated things a little bit different. I don't know that maybe we were prepared for as much bear as they came out in and loaded the box and maybe challenged us a little bit differently. And it was hard to get Jerome going a little bit that way. So we know we got to do a better job. We know what brings the energy to our team and our program, and we got to find better ways to get that going earlier in games.
Another interception for Kobe. Sauce gets the attention, but Kobe getting after, just continuing to show his work over there on that side of the field.
Yeah, it was like last week. It's a tough game sometimes for those guys on the edges. This one, in similar ways, the way they were running the football, but when they do take shots, it's usually big ones. And they continue to try to test him, and he continues to answer the bell. And proud of what it is he does and how he works. And we're going to need him. We're going to need him to continue to be the kind of the energy and the leader of our defense.
You mentioned Sanders, but certainly Dublanco and a couple of those plays they combined for. How big is his leadership, Joel, in games like this?
Joel's done a great job. I think that that's the unique thing of our defense. There's some really big name guys, and then you really kind of look at it as who's the glue that holds everything together. And I've always kind of believed that the middle linebacker is the kind of the quarterback of the defense. And I know it's Joel in there most of the time, but Wilson Huber's a guy that kind of rolls in a little bit, plays a little more in the passing or nickel situations. But those guys, Joel in particular, is just has done a really good job. He doesn't get rattled. You get a game like that, a 5th, 6th year guy that's played a lot of football for us, and not always as a starter as a linebacker. I mean, he's a guy that for the first 3 years didn't really see the field defensively, so he knows how hard it is, and I think that's part of what he brings to our team.